You don't know what lens to buy for your Sony APS-C cameras? The kit lens is good enough, or you have to buy pricier lenses like the Sigma 16mm or the Sony 18-105mm? Today I brought you another street photography video where I test the Sony APS-C 16-50mm variable aperture kit lens in the real world. We will go to the raw Budapest streets again, and after the video you will know what this lens is capable of. If you want to know how other lenses like the Sigma 16mm or the Sony 18-105mm perform in the streets, click here. And let's go! First, when you hold the camera with this lens, you can feel that it's so light, almost like a toy. So the weight is not a problem. I try my best to show what this lens is capable of in a real situation. I like the versatility what zoom lenses can do. In this case, I don't like that much because of the variable aperture. I have to adjust a lot when I use with manual settings, and it takes a lot of energy. Then I start to use half automatic functions, which is A on the mode dial. It's the aperture priority mode, which is only adjust the shutter speed to compensate the exposure settings. I recommend to use if you use variable aperture. I think with this lens, this is the best mode if you want to go out shooting street photography. Sadly, I think this lens has a bad reputation, but totally usable as you can see. If you're on budget, you can grab the kit lens and you still have great results.
Stop! I saw that 95% of you are not subscribed. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go back.
I think the only con is the lens is not that comfortable like the 18-105 f4 because of the variable aperture. But if you don't mind to adjust the exposition settings more, it's still a good choice. You can go pretty wide at 16 and you can go a little bit further because of the 50mm. It's around the 24 and 70 range on full frame, which is quite popular. The OSS most of the time is not a big selling point when I do photography, but it's usable when you shoot in low light and you have to go down with the shutter speed. Anyway, be careful with the strong wind, because this lens can make strange wobbles because of it. But it only happened once with me. This lens is not that sharp and has some chromatic aberrations too, but it's not a big problem for me. The variable aperture is worse than the sharpness and the aberrations. If this lens would be 16-50 OSS with constant f4 aperture, it would be a much better lens in my opinion. I think with this lens you can make bokeh too, but there are some limitations. With this lens you can go very close to your subject, even at 50mm. So you can make close detailed shots in the 16mm and the 50mm too. And when you go closer you can see very good bokeh even at f5.6. So overall, I think this lens is great if you're on budget, but for beginners it's not the best lens in my opinion, because this lens is not that easy like the Sony 35mm, where no matter what you shoot it will look good. With this lens you have to fight almost every time when you try to make a good picture. You have to think a lot when you shoot, and if you are a beginner it's a very hard task. Many things happen at once. You analyze the situations and handle the gears too. Like when you're driving. I think for beginners the full frame 50mm focal length is the best, which is around 35mm on APS-C. With 50mm primes you don't have to think a lot about focal lengths or other things, just set up the exposure and shoot. And over time you will know that you like to go wider lenses or tighter lenses, depends on your shooting style. What is your thoughts about this lens? Do you like the look or not? Leave the comment below. If you like this video, please smack the like button and subscribe to my channel, it really helps me out. And thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.